Hey, what's going on? I want to show you some light bulbs. If you're not into saving money, you could probably just go ahead and shut the video off now. But in this past year, with money being so tight, I try and pinch money at every turn and try and save money. So I've lowered my electric bill considerably by making some changes. And some of the light bulbs I showed you before, and I remember I used to have 100-watt light bulbs in the house, and I used to get like crazy electric bills. So what I did was, these were all the rage a couple years ago, and they do have their good points. This is an energy saver fluorescent bulb. One of the weird things about it, there's a little breather valve in here where it lets gas out, and bugs find it very attractive. They like to go in there. I haven't had any problems with it burning the light out or anything like that. They last about 9 years, I believe. This is 13 watts. Then we have a larger one, which I keep outside, and this is 18 watts. Now the 13 watts does the job of an 80-watt bulb. I'll show you, I'll demonstrate this in a couple minutes. And this 18 is supposed to do, I think it was 250 or 150, I don't remember. But you'll see the difference in the light. Now this one's very interesting, and I picked this up and I did a video on it a couple months ago. This is a 3-watt LED. So breaking away from the fluorescent bulbs, which are really cool, and 13 watts is like nothing. Now imagine 3 watts. Now 3 watts puts out the light of a 40-watt bulb. And then we have a 5-watt bulb. This is the new rage now. And this has multiple LEDs underneath this little shroud. But the one thing that differs from this from all the rest of them is, and it's kind of a drag, but it does have, you know, it does work. Now this is 5 watts, and this is supposed to put out as much as a 60-watt bulb. But the thing is, it's directional. It has to either be shining down, that's where you get the best light, or shining up. It seems like when you put this in a lamp, it doesn't work very well. Between the shade, no light comes from the sides, it only comes from the top. So if you're going to use a lamp like this, a bulb like this, you have to have it shining down or shining up. But what I recommend is have it shining down on something. So let's stop the mumbo jumbo for me, and let's take a look at some of these light bulbs and how they work. So I'll move you over to my test lamp here. Now the first one we're going to put in here is, we're going to put this 18 watter in here. Now these have to warm up a couple seconds, especially if it gets cold in your house. They have to warm up for about 3 seconds or 4 seconds before they start getting you get the full spectrum of light. But with these are warm light. With these are creepy kind of sterile, like laboratory light look. These put out a better light, and also this one puts out a better light. But now you can see on the, this isn't a bulb, like, I mean, it's a sealed glass bulb, but there's some sort of gas. It's producing some sort of gas inside the bulb itself, which is making the glass fog. Why that is, I have no idea. It doesn't even get hot. You could run it all day long and it doesn't even get warm. The only place it gets warm is in the base. And the same thing as with this one. The only place it gets warm is in the base, and that's why they have these cooling fans on there. Fins. Alright, so the first one's going to be 18 watts. Bring it up a little more. That's pretty darn bright. Okay, now that one was 18 watts. Now it's like flash cube bright. The next one will be 13 watts. This one is the one that I find to be works the best. It's more comfortable, and this is that natural kind of lighting. Doesn't creep you out. Now that is pretty darn bright. That's 13 watts. And I have, this is like supplemental lighting in the house, like when people come over. If it's just me, I'll cruise around with the cheap bulbs. Now this is 3 watts LED. I find this icicle one really works well because it puts light out in all directions, not just up or down. That's pretty jazzy, huh? That's 3 watts. 3 watts. 1, 2, 3. That's where I've been saving my money. Now this is the 5 watt LED. What you're going to notice is the light comes off the top and nothing from the sides, only from this direction. So it doesn't work very well outside unless it's facing down like this. That's extremely bright. Look at that. I'm going to take this out and I'm going to put it in the light that's above my table. And I'm going to give you more of a demo of this. Now, with this one, this is the example of how it looks from above. That's a lot of light for 5 watts. And it's a comfortable light. It almost seems like daylight. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you put a shade on it. This is where it fails. I had to go get the shade. I really like mica lights, so I've been trying to find the best alternative light source for mica lights. So this is the 5 watter, and now we'll put the lampshade on there. That's it. That's like nothing. See how all the light's up top and no light comes out the side. So that's a good example of it. Now, the 3 watt works out quite a bit better, but you still see the light's only on the top and not so much down there. And now we'll take the 13, which is the warm fluorescent, and you'll see this puts light out everywhere. See? A lot more light, but still a lot of it comes from the top, but the whole bottom illuminates. Alright, that's enough of the light bulbs. So we'll take the 5 water and we'll get this out of the way. Get a this out of the way. Now we've got a pitcher of water. With the pitcher of water, what we're going to do is we're going to test. We're going to test this new waterproof camera of mine. It's supposed to be shockproof, waterproof, and you're supposed to be able to hear underwater with it too. I guess like Aquaman. Alright, so let's check it out. First off, I have to take the bud for the tripod off. Alright. Then second, I have to put it in underwater mode. And the underwater mode, ooh, this is what it would look like, blah, 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 blah. The underwater mode has a little face mask and a snorkel. So let's press that. And let's go ahead and try it. All right, we're going in. We're going in. Alright, so this is actually supposed to, the lens is supposed to clean itself. Just like that. Alright. Works. But I do notice it's a little fuzzier.